All right, ladies and gentlemen, it looks like Gremlins in the system. This is a reboot. Hello, everybody. I'm your host, Eric Bird, here at StopStrugglingNow.com. And tonight, we're going to talk about the American threats to you. What are they? A few is greed, power, other Americans. That's right. That's why you have to get your freedom papers, ladies and gentlemen. And welcome to the SSN Nation Wealthy Wednesday Night Live Stream. Stop Struggling Now gear. Check. And please like, subscribe, and click the bell below so you get the latest updates. Now, let's get to right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for being here once again. And please share the videos. You never know who is looking for information and who may not be looking for information and still think that that's a good video or good information that they should have. Now, let me see who's in the house tonight. And in case you can't get into the chat room, there will be a reason why. Only Wednesday nights can members with the icon be in the chat room. But everybody can watch. So once again, please smash the like button. Once you're here, I'd appreciate it greatly. All right, Professor's in the house. That's right, we call her Professor Auntie Val. She's teaching some things up. She's also being a chef by cooking up new businesses. We'll talk about that in a second. And of course, she's known as Auntie Val, and she has the icon next to her name, ladies and gentlemen. Once again, her tagline: good evening, fam. She brings the heart, she brings the strength, she brings the Java, and she got the notification. Very, very good. Apparently my sound was out. I had to do a reboot, but I want to thank everybody for hanging in there on the reboot. And we're back with a vengeance. Jawway J's in the house. He may still be on the island of the DR. Hopefully he is having fun over the weekend. I don't know, but I'm sure he'll let us know. Welcome to the SSN Nation Wealthy Wednesday Night Live Stream. He has the icon next to his name, and he brings his tagline this evening. Good evening, SSN Nation. Good evening to you. Hope everyone is doing well. Thank you for that. Glad to see you. Let us know if you're still in the DR, and in case you saw something new out there that caught your eye with regard to projects, or not even projects, but downtown or any areas that have seen some sort of improvement with the finished project, let me know. Auntie Val, thumbs up, can hear, we are good. Laverne Penix is here, another real estate investor, entrepreneur, businessman in the house. Welcome to the SSN Nation Wealthy Wednesday Night Live Stream. He's also known here as Mr. Cool, ladies and gentlemen, and he brings his tagline this evening. Hello, SSN Nation. I hope everyone is doing well. Thank you for that. I received a notification. That's 2 people tonight. Thank you for letting me know. I'm very, very happy to see you once again. Laverne Penix. Victor Marrero is here, another real estate investor, entrepreneur extraordinaire is here as well. Thank you so much for being in the house on the SSN Nation Wealthy Wednesday Night Live Stream. He too has the icon next to his name. He says, hello all is this tagline. Hello to you too, Victor Marrero. Let's do this. That's what we do, ladies and gentlemen. In fact, I always say, you never know what type of conversations we're going to have tonight. So therefore, have that pen, pad, paper ready to go, because you never know. Sometimes there's gems dropped here in the chat room. And I'm going to say it again in case you just joined us. If you can't get in the chat room, there's a reason. On Wednesday night live streams, only members of the channel can be in the chat room. Everybody can watch. Everybody can hit the thumbs up. Everybody can subscribe. everybody can tell other people, come on down for the ride, because we're talking freedom papers tonight. Why? Because we have existential threats going on here in America. We have the Federal Reserve, Treasury saying all will be good. Don't worry. Then we have the Fitch rating for the United States going, hold on, not so fast. You guys are over 100% versus your GDP that you're bringing in. That means you're not worthy anymore. You can't be spending 100% of the money you bring in. So we're downgrading you. Instead of AAA, we're downgrading you to AA plus. Now, you have to understand, most countries that have AAA, let's just call it what it is, ladies and gentlemen, just like when you buy a house, 30 to 40% debt to income ratio. You will not be able to buy a house if you have 100% debt to income ratio. That is why the United States has no business having a AAA rating. Now, you have to understand, that's a threat to you, ladies and gentlemen, because that means it costs more money around the world for the United States to operate, which also means you know who's going to be passed on to that cost. That will be you. Now, you go, how are we going to combat this? We're going to get our freedom papers. We're going to have assets, ladies and gentlemen. You're going to own businesses. You're going to get real estate. You're going to do the whole damn thing. Get into the stock market, get dividend stocks, get passive income in your life. So if things go sideways, you will at least have those. And you'll have roofs over your head if you do this the right way. But time is running out. You have two sides of the coin. Let me show you one side of the coin, which actually, since I had to reboot, let's talk about this real quick. One side of the coin is this right here, my man, Jamie Dimon. I got to show what he says. He's on the other side of the coin, along with Janet Yellen. Here it is, ladies and gentlemen. Let me see, make sure it came on the screen, because this right here is, it didn't come up. This right here is the whole problem with what's going on right now. Nobody knows, even if they're in the financial industry, they still don't seem to know. They don't even agree. Everybody's different. Somebody says what he's saying. Diamond calls Fitch U.S. downgrade ridiculous. Says it doesn't really matter. Now, I'm going to say, if I'm in his shoes, I may see things the same way he does, because I am a federal bank as far as I'm concerned. I need money, I can go see the Fed Reserve. I need to buy out a bank and not have anybody compete against me to up the price. I get the inside deal. All right. He can sell his assets, or what we call here derivatives. He can package up whatever he wants to package up and sell it around the world because he's Chase. So he's thinking, we can do whatever we want. But to other people who do not have those capabilities, and it's based on how much money our government is spending versus their GDP, which is what the rating is. The rating that Fitch did is not ridiculous, because nobody on the planet will give you credit if you rolled in there and said, you know what, I make $100,000 a year and I just spent $100,000 on my debt. They're going to look at you like, what are you doing here? We're not giving you any money. What do you mean you want good credit? You have no credit. So all I'm saying is, from my perspective and everybody here, this is the type of threat that I'm referring to. That these guys are sitting here saying things like it's ridiculous. Meanwhile, the United States citizens, us OCs, are getting obliterated. And when I mean obliterated, it's being obliterated, middle class obliteration, and lower class, which is us generally on here, we're getting obliterated. You cannot keep taking 10, 15% increases in anything on an annual basis, unless you're making 10 to 15% more across the board. So let me know what you guys are thinking. But this is just one thing. And then look at this. This is the Janet Yellen saying this. In case people don't know, Treasury Secretary of the United States is a lady named Janet Yellen. This is what she says. Surprising Fitch downgrade is entirely unwarranted. What are these guys smoking? Again, it depends on what side of the fence you're on. But as far as us ordinary citizens, we got trouble brewing. We can't get insurance. If you do have insurance, it's costing you 2 to 3 times more. If you have a home that you thought you got a good deal, the real estate taxes are starting to increase. You go down to the grocery store, the gas station, or buy anything, the prices have went up, who knows, 10, 20, 30, 50%. We just talked about it on Monday. Yellow, the freight company, 30,000 people affected, gone, poof, out of a job potentially. I'm thinking there's going to be some reboot somehow, but right now, as of Monday, I haven't looked in Tuesday and Wednesday, but 30,000 people, poof, gone, no job. Sure. There's hundreds of thousands of jobs available, but there's not hundreds of thousands of jobs where people are going to be making 6 figures and be in a union. That's right. They're in the Teamsters union. So that is where you have health care generally. That's where you have an increase in pay annually. That's where you have a little protection on when you're being fired for no reason. All of this goes, you have 30,000 people, and not all were probably in the union, but a significant portion of them probably were. And those people potentially could lose their pension. There's a viral video out where a guy was working for 30 years. He found out that he was going to lose his job. Do you know what happened? He was going off. Some people might have seen that video. He was rightfully going off. You know why? Because you guys are out here not getting your freedom papers earlier than later. He was thinking just like most Americans are taught. Work at a company that's on the stock exchange. They promise you're a part of a union. You have pension money that once you retire, you get pension funds. He didn't retire at 20 years. He didn't retire at 25. He said, oh, I love working here. I want to work for the man. It's all good. I'm protected. I work for the Teamsters and I have a pension fund. So I can just delay my thing and I'm going to work 12 hours a day, 15 hours a day, overtime. I'm happy. I'm getting paid 6 figures. We're good. We're lovely. Until you wake up 30 years later and they said, nah, you don't have a job no more and you have no pension either. We're filing bankruptcy. That's not a good sign, because usually even if you get back in business, they're going to take that pension money. That's where millions of dollars are residing. And that's kind of an asset for somebody that's buying. So what are you guys going to do? Again, I've been preaching this for 5 years. Get your freedom papers. Become the emerging millionaire. Get everything you can get. Start your own business. That's right. Even in this day and age, start a business. You're going to have to try. All right? That's the bottom line. Even if you fail, remember, 17 times does a millionaire fail before he becomes a millionaire. So get started. Fail about 5 to 10 times, then call me up. Go for what you want to do. But after you fail about 5 times, then maybe I'll feel a teensy bit sorry for you. When you get up to 10, that'll shrink a little bit more. When you get to 15 times of failure, now maybe I'll start having a little heart palpitation saying, man, come on, you can do this. We can help you. But the good news is you may not have to fail 17 times on average. You might not even fail at all. You know why? You have people here in the SSN Nation that do business, have done business. They have ideas. They have recommendations. So all you have to do is just let people know what you're doing, and some people can put input. We have a lot of people who's done different types of businesses too. Not one-trick ponies are in the house. Different across the board. So I just have to give a little shout out for that. All right, because if you need some help, this is the place to be. On Monday and Friday nights, we also have a live stream. That's open to everybody in case you see this after this live stream. You can come back. All right, first things first. I mentioned stocks. Down below in the description, get your free stocks from Robinhood and Webull. It's free. If you have not already, I can't even imagine nobody's heard of Robinhood and Webull. But if you have not, get your free shares of stock by signing up now, down below the video. All right, everybody on podcast, well, you're going to have to actually go to the website and see that. So just to let you know, it'll still be down below. Now, let's see who else is in the house tonight. Here we go. Victor Marrero says, a bloodbath at market today. All we can do is lick our wounds and get ready for tomorrow's fight. No pain, no gain. That is true. Everyone running from the hills. We need to run to the hills. Another opportunity. Exactly. That's the thing. When somebody's running downhill, the whole crowd starts moving downhill, which happened today. Like he said, I know it was negative 400 as they mentioned, but I saw it was under 400 because, we have the plunge protection team here in America. In case people don't know what that means, is if the stock market, like it went down to 400, all of a sudden the Federal Reserve, Treasury, and all those guys start buying up stocks. So then the indexes don't go down as much. So I don't know what it ended at, but I would doubt if it ended over 400. But getting that type of 1%, 1.2% decrease in one day on the Dow, that would be significant on any of the indexes, S&P 500, Dow, NASDAQ, any of them. If you lose 1% or more, that's generally a bloodbath. But that could also be profit taking for some people. You just never know. But another opportunity happens up or down. So that's part of getting your freedom papers, ladies and gentlemen. Speaking of businesses, Opus Virtual Office. If you want to work from home, get your virtual office. They line you up with your own business phone number. You're on 411 business fax number. A person actually answers the line. They actually send you a text if somebody calls or leaves a voicemail, or they leave a voicemail. They have a live person answering the phone. They direct it to the voicemail. The voicemail is speech to text to email, which is pretty cool. They have that. Then they report your business to the business credit bureaus. So that'll help improve your business credit as well. Curtis Davis is in the house. He's known here in these YouTube streets as Mr. Financial. He has the icon next to his name, and he brings his tagline this evening. Good evening, SSN family. Good evening to you too. And he says ABMM, in case you're new here, it's always be making money. That's a good idea. And unfortunately, don't worry, I have other bad news. America is a third world country. You just don't realize it. You will have to be like every other third world country, have a job, get a job, create a job, be the job, because it's unsustainable. There's not going to be enough jobs, livable wage jobs, for your population, no matter which government you are. The only saving grace that America has is they are the world currency. BRICS is trying to put a dent into that. But we have other good news on our part. The other countries are also in debt, just like us. China, Russia, doesn't matter, India, everybody's in debt. So even if they do their currency, it won't really matter. They have to print more money too, devaluing their currency, making their currency less. They have inflation higher than the United States. So again, it does not matter. Jamie Dimon, Janet Yellen, their point of view is, no, we should still have AAA rating. The rest of the world's like, I don't think so. And I say I don't think so because you're hurting us. And Curtis Davis, he's also known as Chili Davis here in these YouTube streets, ladies and gentlemen. You go check him out as well. He's part of the SSN Nation fam, giving out information that can help you, not just now, but in your future. So go see his channel, please, at Chili Davis with 2 L, CHILLY Davis, and support his cause. Subscribe to his channel, smash his like button. After you smash the like button here, and show some love. He drops dimes. He drops information and knowledge all throughout the day. So go show love there. All right. Vanessa Gate, once again, re-upped. Thank you so much, Vanessa. She has the icon next to her name. She's also known as the seamless genius in this house, ladies and gentlemen. So welcome to the SSN Nation Wealthy Wednesday night live stream. Another entrepreneur, investor, superstars in the house. And I thank you for being here tonight. She says, hey, boss and SSN fam, don't know why I lost my badge. Uh-oh, she lost a badge. I don't know why either. That's kind of weird, but hopefully they re-up it because I don't control none of that, unfortunately. But yes, it goes by time, so I don't know why that is, because even if you re-upped or something, that's weird. But we will see. Have to hit up Google and find out. What's good, sis, from Professor Auntie Val, Vanessa Comagate, showing the love. Hey, Queen, what's good? Beachfront Java's good. There you go, Beachfront Java, ladies and gentlemen. Speaking of freedom papers, let's get your freedom papers right, because here it is. Our own Professor Auntie Val started her beachfront Java business. Whole beans, not just any whole beans, not just any fine ground or pure grounds. She actually has those premium blend beans from around the world. Peru, Honduras, Indonesia, Africa, to name a few. And she has it here for you for a reasonable price. And all you have to do is go to Beachfront Java. Now, if you've heard of Beachfront Java and have previously ordered, then, well, that's before July 3rd, or even after July 3rd, you've already made an order and you're part of the SSN Nation fam, you would get 10% off for life. But if you've never ordered, and this is the first time you would order by going to Beachfront Java, it's in the chat room. People can use that link in the chat room to go there. And then she has K cups. She has at least 9 different coffees, maybe more by now. She has some merch, and it's reasonable. All right. So fine ground, drip ground, and K cups, not bad, and whole beans, different pound bags. Go show some love. Free shipping in the United States. All right. So go handle, ladies and gentlemen. Support our own. That's what we got to do out here, ladies and gentlemen. Just like if you have a business, then you should be dropping a dime in the chat room. So then we can hopefully support you. How about that? It's that simple. Known as Stop Struggling Now, the SSN Nation, the No Guru Zone. Now, let's get into some more of this, ladies and gentlemen, because this is very interesting that 2 of the top dogs, Diamond and Yellen, are both going, hey, what's up with Fitch doing this crazy stuff? They shouldn't be downgrading the United States. Here it is, ladies and gentlemen. Foreign buyers are bailing on the U.S. housing market. I like the sound of that too. Now, these are all headlines, but I'm just going to go with the headline. This is pretty special, right? Because once you have foreign, because at one time you had a lot of Chinese citizens were coming here with their businesses or just outright buying land, everything, which rightfully so. If property values are going up 10, 20% annually, you would want that train too, right? Until that train changes and it goes down, because they never wanted to hold the properties for 10, 15 years. They want to get in and get out. 40% in 2 years, that's get in and get out, right? Because they're investors. Now that some of these prices have started going down, they're like, hey, man, I want to hold on to that 40 or 35% increase in price. That's a hell of a lot of thousands. A $350,000 house is now $550,000. Come on. That's $200,000 you're leaving on the table. And at one time it was higher than that. So you could have actually made like $300,000 on your home in like less than 2 years. So you're sitting there, watch it drop, go down to 550, go down to 500, go down to 490. And they're like, what are you waiting for? You should have already sold at the peak. Sure, it's going to run up again as soon as they start reducing the interest rate later this year. But why are you, if you're just investing short term, then why are you letting hundreds of thousands, 50,000, 25,000, 75,000 go down the tubes? Because you're sitting there waiting. They're not. They're saying, it's time for me to go. I understand that too, right? That's part of getting your freedom papers, ladies and gentlemen. If they didn't invest in some sort of real estate investment or stock market, whatever the case may be, then they would have had no way to reap the rewards. So all I'm saying is you can reap the rewards now to get your freedom papers, ladies and gentlemen. It appears that the stock market, I really don't know what's going to happen, because the Federal Reserve and the central banks around the world and the deals that these guys are making, inside trading deals, they are actually manipulating the markets. They're manipulating the housing. They're manipulating everything. Houses that normally would sell or sit there and not sell, shall I say, they are able to, like I say, Jamie Dimon is one of those fortunate guys. He runs a company that's fortunate enough that can give somebody like $1 billion of debt facility to go out here and buy homes. That's what they did. And they're doing it for the purpose of renting to own homes. So all those homes that would have normally been on the market, but now it's in the hands of corporations. That's the difference. It's not in the hands of you or me. We have to pay for it now. They buy it for 100, 200, 300,000. Then they tell you, do this rent to own. Hold on, ladies and gentlemen. I have to get this real quick or send something back anyhow. But what I'm saying is now I lost my train of thought. But anyhow, it'll come back to me here shortly. I lost my train of thought. But the rent to own. So what's going to end up happening is we're going to pay more because you're doing the rent to own. And they realize that. Just like what happened in Atlanta here with 250 homes. They bought 250 homes and they put them in the rent to own pool. Then they tell you, you know what? We're going to give you a rent to own. I don't know what the arrangements are, but let's say it's 5 years. They're going to tell you, even though they bought them for maybe 450, they're going to say, but in 5 years, you're going to have to pay 650,000 or 600,000. So that's the bottom line to that story, right? It's pretty simple. We know what's going to happen. They're going to win on both sides because they're going to charge you more than what you would be paying for the mortgage at the present time. They're going to charge you more, right? So they win that way. And then they win several ways, because you're going to do the upkeep. You're going to make sure the lawn's mowed. You're going to make sure if anything's broken, you're going to fix it because your intent is to own it. So that's a win for them, a L for us ordinary citizens, because that's going to keep the prices higher. And that's one of the reasons why home prices didn't go down, which I did not believe would happen, because normally there would be millions of homes for sale. But in this cycle, unlike any others, people said, no, I am not falling for this again. They're not just going to keep selling their homes because they made that extra 40% profit. They're like, you know what? I'm just going to stay here because my interest rate is only 2.9. And if I did sell my house, now I have to buy a new house at the same price that I sold it at. Sure, I made 200 or 300,000, but now wherever else I live costs the same. So that means I have to give that back or downgrade, or wait till the prices go down. But like I said, there's market things going on, market maneuvering going on, that you cannot wait apparently this time. Remember, I'm the guy that said 40, 50, 60% drop in real estate, expecting it to happen this already. It has not. Will it happen in the next 2 or 3 months? Who knows? But the scheduled time was after. Here we are in August. So after August, September, remember I said after July, you can't do anything. So assess everything August, September. When the fall comes, kids are back in school. That may be a good time, but it still hasn't dropped 40 or 50%, only in some markets. Not enough. It should be across the board pretty much. It's not. 5% here, 10% there, 25% here, 40% there, 50% there. But like 5 cities, who cares? We need damn near the whole country at 40 or 50% like it should be. All right. So I just wanted to talk about that a little bit. I don't know what the bribery is, but the stock market earlier, because I had this on the screen earlier. What did it end at? I don't know, but we'll find out here shortly. I just wanted you to understand that there's a threat to all of us, ladies and gentlemen. It's other Americans as well. It's not just business. It's other Americans. All right. There's a lot of things going on. It's a travesty. Now, look, it's all green for futures. That's very interesting. All right. That's kind of interesting. The futures green, low green, but still green, which is incredible. Qualcomm sales and forecasts come up light as smartphone chip sales fall 25%. Ooh, that's significant, ladies and gentlemen. 25% chip sale fall. Wow. That's very, very interesting. Also, I'm just going to say a few other headlines. China's jobs market is getting much tougher for new graduates to crack. Why? Just like any corporation, any country, you have a set timeline on your rise. China's rise is based on a lot of debt and a lot of manpower and a lot of manufacturing in their country. Once they have reached a plateau, they can't keep operating as if they're on the rise. They had plenty of jobs available to all the graduates in the United States and around the world who had skills that could go over there and get a nice paying job, no problem. Even their own countrymen, citizens, would get nice paying jobs. What happens when you stop having manufacturing and stop being able to have like 100 to 200 new businesses opening up every year? High paying jobs, by the way, transported outside of the United States. And then all of a sudden, it's not that. It's only 5 to 10 new businesses are coming over there. All of a sudden, you have a problem. So I think this is what's going to happen with China eventually is that's why they had to make other moves, be a part of BRICS, try to do a CBDC. They have to make these other moves like now because they have debt too. They have inflation too. We will see what happens. All right. Let's see. Jawed Shea says, Eric, I'm back. Did you get the emails I sent you from downtown Punta Cana at night? Yes, I did. And if you sent them today or recently, no. I had previous ones from downtown, but we know downtown. Oh, downtown Cocobongo ones is what I had. I didn't see any shots from downtown. So thank you for mentioning that. I will have to bring up my email. All right. And one other thing I have to mention. I was not able to bust out the video about what's the best project in the world for real estate investing. That's going to be the challenge. I told you about it on Monday. My brother came back from the hospital yesterday. So he's up and walking around, but he still has a little side effects from everything that happened, ear infection still. So that's, he's fine though. Out of the woods from where he was, so all's good. So that's good. But tomorrow I'm dropping it. So if anybody wants to tell me what some of the best projects are for real estate investing where you can live, I don't want to hear some mega project that nobody's going to live there, which is like a resort or a hotel or something like that. It has to be real estate investment, meaning, for the lack of a better word, the only thing I can say is I'm hoping most people know where City Center is in Las Vegas. All right. Well, if you're not familiar with City Center, they did something unique back in the day about 10, 12 years ago, maybe even longer than that. But anyhow, they put in condo towers. All right. And so all I can remember is like the ones I've mentioned before, Vidara, Veer, Cosmopolitan. I'm pretty sure I'm missing one, but there's 3 or 4 of these condominium towers. But that's not all. They have a mall there. So there's shopping mall. Of course, you have restaurants. It's Vegas. You have restaurants, but the added bonus is there's shows in the REA casino, right? Because REA is a casino. I don't know if they have residences there, but they have nice rooms there. But they have a casino there. They have a convention center there. Each one of these properties have their own pools. But here's the funny thing about City Center, unless it's changed. I haven't been there in a few years. It used to be I can't go from Vidara to Veer to Cosmopolitan's pools. It wasn't shared. Everybody had their own pools. So that means they had whatever they're doing there. That's what they're doing. So the point I'm trying to make, though, is people live there or they rent their rooms out or their units out, but it's in a group environment. So you get some of the amenities, such as a casino, right? Shows are in the casino. Restaurants are in the casino. The mall is there. So you have these type of things. And then you have within the sites, you have the fitness centers. You have the indoor tennis courts, basketball courts, things like this. So, but again, they didn't make it like a group. It's not like there's one big sports complex. It's not like there's one big pool area for everybody. It's none of this, golf course is not there. So, on my idea, it would not be in one of the best in the world type of resorts, real estate investment where you would live, right? It's a nice place, but it falls short compared to this era. In 2010, 2011, that era, these mega projects, well, Crystal Lagoons, I don't even think was out. So you couldn't have these all man-made technologies going on, even though there probably was, but nobody was doing anything crazy like these huge, making all these big pools, lagoons, being able to create things in the desert. All that was very hard to do. Now you can do anything you want, anything, because you can get water where it couldn't be before. So then that just means you want your freedom papers. Here's an idea. Why don't you buy in a project that has amenities for everybody? Because the value of that project will increase. So just so everybody knows, you could have bought like at Vidara, and Cosmopolitan, and those places, same as you can buy now at Tulum, Mexico, Los Cabos, Thailand. Well, Thailand is the cheapest one. Thailand, the Philippines, Costa Rica, $155, $185, $200,000. Some of these places now, 1,000 square feet, 700 grand, 800 grand. But you could have bought them for in 2010 for like 175, 200, 210, 240. And these things are worth, like I said, 800,000, 750. Sure, it's 10 years, but all I'm saying is there's a value for properties that are built where people can say, hey, I want something to eat, and it's 11 at night. They can go get something to eat. Hey, I want to go gambling. Hey, there's a show in the casino. Let's go check it out. All that is a lifestyle, right? So that's why I want the challenge to go out, and I'm putting the challenge out to you guys so you'll get a head start on what to look at. All right. I actually have a project that I'm going to actually show on the challenge tomorrow, and I'm going to enter that into one of the properties. So I'm going to compile a list on the challenge, and then we're going to run a video and let people decide which project they think we'll do 1, 2, 3 or whatever. We'll figure out if people participate. That's the whole thing. It's hard to get people to participate. All right, here we go. Jaway J. I was looking around at some villas, but the prices have escalated. That's right. You can no longer get a 3-bedroom villa for under $250K. I told you guys. Thank you for saying that, Jaway J. People are disbelieving. I tried to tell you this $100 a square meter, you can start forgetting about it. It's over. You can get one, but that means the property is not going to be secure gated. It's also probably not going to have any amenities other than a pool, or you're going to have a pool to pay $18,000 for a pool in your backyard. Either way, if you have a project that you're looking for in the Punta Cana area, that you want a villa and you want to have amenities, a secure gates, basketball, soccer fields, a children's playground area, and whatever else, clubhouse, restaurant, bar, and things like that, you will not be getting away with 2,000 square meters or 2,000 square feet costing $189,000, like at Primavera 4. That's what it was at one time. You could have 189,000, got you either a villa, a 3-bedroom, 3.5 bath villa, I think it was. They have so many types now, I can't remember. Or you could have got a townhouse that was a 3-bedroom, 3.5 bath, both 2,010 square feet and $189,000. Them days are over. Now you have to spend 210, 220, 230, 240, just like Jaway's saying. So that's why you guys, we've always been on the freedom paper chase. A lot of people before now bought villas, bought condos. They got in now at the right price. Now they're reaping the rewards. Once things are built, the reward will be realized. because once it's built, it's probably gonna be worth double because you bought it so cheap, right? We got people here who bought 1-bedroom units for like 70 grand, 80 grand. 2-bedroom units also 70 grand, 80 grand. They're all pretty much worth 130, 140 for 1-bedrooms. 2-bedrooms are pretty much the average now is like in the 170s, 160s on up. So if you have plenty of amenities, which is what you want, because you want the object of the game is to, if you don't live there, you can rent it out. And what better place to rent out when people start naming amenities, right? So here's the American threats to you. One is people like Janet Yellen, the CEOs of the Fed banks, telling people, hey, that downgrade, they're trying to minimize it when in fact it's a big deal. It's a huge deal because that would normally mean somebody might start pulling out of the bond market, the US bond market, meaning that's where we're printing some money from. When people invest, they're buying bonds. So all this starts coming into play. Now, the greed part. I don't know about you, but all-time record high profits last year. And then people said it's inflation. I'm like, no, the only thing is American greed, international greed. That's a threat against you. So if you have to pay more, I'm going to keep saying it, that means you have to buy more assets that pay you. You don't buy liabilities, you have to buy more assets. Even if it's just simple dividend stocks that pay you 12% or 15%, pen, pad, and paper time, because you want 10.5% relatively safe because it's based on the stock market or based on a JP Morgan. Well, then you got to get the JEPI or the JEPQ. JEPI, we talked about on Monday. JEPQ, that's 11%. Both are around 11%. JEPI is around 11%. JEPQs around 11.3% or 0.4%. They're brand new in the last 2 years. I'm rocking with Chase Bank, right? I'm rocking with them. They're a Fed bank. I'm rocking with them. They're like the number one bank as far as I'm concerned, quite frankly. They did everything right over the last 15 years. And Jamie Dimon, no matter what he says, the guy's been on point running the Chase as far as I'm concerned. All right? He's got everything in place for these guys to grow for the next 30, 40 years. He bought gold. He bought silver. So he's hedged his wealth that way for the bank. Then he turns around and is buying up other banks, getting their assets, ladies and gentlemen, buying those is what he's getting. They're calling it a bailout, but he's only buying the assets generally. Then he turns around and he's able to manipulate certain things like the real estate game. He says, well, I'm not in the real estate game, but I'll back somebody that's going to buy up 1,000 homes. I'll give you $3 to $5 billion. No problem. But what do I get in? What do they get in return? I don't know. It could be money. It could be a percentage. But either way, he does the old-fashioned game, ladies and gentlemen. The same game that governments like England, United States, China has done to the rest of the world. Here's the trick. I'm going to give you $3 billion. You're going to pay me this amount of money. When you default, notice the keyword default, guess what those guys get? The guys that loan them the money, they get those assets. Is that free? I don't understand. Is that free? I mean, they did give them money, but the money bought the asset for the value that the asset was. Years later, they default on payments. You get that asset back, but the price of that asset has increased in value. I'm like, that's perfect. That's what America has done to South America, African nations, Middle East, and other countries around the world. When they say, we're going to help you, we're going to give you loans, because they know they're going to default oftentimes. So that's the name of the game. So these guys win, and win. We don't need that anymore. You guys need to start winning more. Yes, we have some wins. Yes, you get to have a few items. Yes, you might have apartment buildings. You might have condos, hotels, whatever the case may be, but you got to get more. Talking about greed, you have to act like the top 10 percenters. You won't reach them, but you can still act like them. So you have to be out here trying to get assets. Don't let it pass, ladies and gentlemen. That's the only way you're getting your freedom papers out of this joint. All right. So thank you for letting us know about that 250, Jaway J. We were telling people they better get in, just like right now. Jaway J is saying something. Speaking of that, Primavera 3, search the channel. I've talked about Primavera 3, 4, and luxury. Go look at Primavera 3 and Primavera luxury because they still have villas underpriced. What I mean, okay, it's relative. They have 2-bedroom, 1-bath villas for like 70 grand. Primavera 3. They have like 2-bedroom, 2-bath villas for like 85 grand. Okay, 2 bedrooms. They have 3 bedrooms. The L-shaped one is around 140, 150, somewhere in there, one level. So there are some things, but the ones that you want that are over 2,000 square feet, you're gonna be hard pressed not to be over 250. And if you're in Vista Cana, they're already at 350. That's the minimum you can buy something. 350 for a villa in Vista Cana. That's because they have all those amenities inside, gated communities. So that's why they're valued at that. Oasis Del Lago, Sabana, stuff that they were selling for 235, 240, 280 is now at 500, 400, 500,000, 600, 700,000. It's insane. All right. This is insane. So you got to get in, Jaway J. I was showing you how busy that area around Coco Bongo has become at night. Oh, man, it's always busy over there. Actually, I like it. You don't even have to go inside Coco Bongo, quite frankly, as you know. You can go over there where they're playing the music, DJs, chilling out. Pretty cool. Pretty cool. I like that because that's the Vegas vibes, Fremont Street. Bands playing, music playing. They have the bars set up outside. People can go order their drinks. You don't even have to go in a club. Really, that is the club eventually. So it makes it a nice little atmosphere. You have street performers and things like that. It's pretty cool. So you got to love it. And it's all, wait, he's there now. He's there now. And by the way, ladies and gentlemen, if you're sleeping on Dominican Republic investing, I highly suggest you look into it. I would highly suggest you look at the Punta Cana region because 60% of all air travelers go through Punta Cana Airport. Now, there's a lot of projects, but that kind of doesn't matter if you're going to have 2, 3, 4 million tourists a year going through the Punta Cana Airport. You're going to love it. You're going to say, why didn't I get more than one? That's what you're going to say to yourself because this thing is going to grow. It's off the charts. You guys have no idea. Down below in the video, in the description box, look for downtown Punta Cana and I'll have a brochure. You'll see their development plan. They're not playing. Just on they're not playing, which means other people aren't playing, which also means the reason why I'm doing my challenge. Because as you look around for my challenge, which I was looking around today, you're going to find something very interesting. You're going to find real estate projects that are awfully nice, where they have 5-star hotels, they have casinos, they'll have restaurants, a shopping mall, all kind of things, fitness center, pools. You'll see that. But here's the thing. They're not going to be $150,000, $200,000. That's the problem. You can't buy it for that. That is the interesting thing. So can you imagine if you have the vision and some other place does what these other top real estate investment opportunity projects do around the world? It's awesome because right now, the one that I'm going to show you guys, I'm not even going to let the cat out the bag. I'm just going to give you some parameters. It's 10 acres. This is crazy. It's in a city that has millions of citizens. They found a spot, and on that spot, there's 10 acres, and they did something like verticals. And what I mean by verticals is, imagine you have your little co-working spaces, pools, things like that, like 70, 80 feet high, and they purposely built it on top of the shopping mall. So they have a mall there too. And they have 4 or 5 different towers like Las Vegas City Center. That is pretty cool. They added some other things. We don't want you to just live here. We want you to be able to go around the city. So guess what? The city brought in the subway directly to your place where you live. So you can get on and off at your place where you live. Is that sweet or what? So I'm putting this into one of the best projects, real estate projects in the world challenge when I introduce that challenge tomorrow's video. That's just some of the stuff. They have the walking trails, the hiking trail, whatever on this, but it's 10 acres. But that's just 10 acres in one section. But they actually have like 550,000 square feet or meters. I can't remember the exact number because I haven't finished doing all the research because there's so many points to make. Different tower. Oh, the largest tower in that city is in this project. Yes. They also did the thing that I wish our Larimar would do is have a casino, but it's not really a casino. What they actually have is a showroom like Las Vegas. So they have some of the world's best artists, talent, shows come to their location. Now, I like that. That's what Larimar should have done, but they don't want to do the 10,000 seat arena like I thought they were going to do. They're just going to do nothing with that. They don't want no parts of that, which I'm like, that's a travesty. You should want parts of that because there is no place. I just watched the Latin Music Awards, Heat. All right. I watched some of their videos over the last 4 or 5 years. You know where they held it? Cana, outside by the water. I don't know where exactly that location is, but I was just like, really? Even though it's nice, even though there's probably thousands of people there, I was just like, it's the Latin Music Awards Heat. They have 2 of them, but that's one of them. And I was just like, outdoors, really? Why? Because there is no venue for indoors. That was the whole point. I was trying to get the Larimar guys on board. There is no venue. Why don't you create the one? I don't see a problem. Ask the guys in Vegas, MGM Garden Arena, T-Mobile. Now Sphere is coming out. Just those 3 alone. And the showrooms in Las Vegas can hold thousands, and that's where they have superstars performing. So why can't you do this in the DR where you have 4 to 5 million passengers coming into Punta Cana? You'll have a hell of a lot more. Beyonce said, I'm live from Dominican Republic at Larimar City. You're going to need a bigger arena than 10,000. I'm just saying. You'd be able to make a hell of a lot more money if it was a little bigger than that. But she will still come to a 10,000 arena. I mean, the biggest artists will come to an arena that size. Because actually the floor can be used. So actually 10,000 for maybe a sporting event, but it'll hold 15,000 for an actual music event or any other type of an event. So all I'm saying is that's why you have to get your freedom papers. Is it greed? Is it power? Is it other Americans? Forget all that. That is the staple of America. That's the staple of the world. Greed, power, and other Americans competing against you for the same assets. Unfortunately, we have corporations competing against you for the same assets. That's why it's a threat to you. And again, you guys already know the situation. The top 10% owns 89 to 90% of the stocks. So if the stock market goes up 20%, their wealth went up 20%. Yours didn't. The other 80% who aren't in, or the other 10% of you who are not in the stock market, you lose. Ultimately, you could have gotten free money. That's freedom paper money. That's why you can't sleep on it. So it's not greed. It's more a lacking of an understanding on what you need to do. You can get into the ETFs. I just gave you some. The JEPI. Oh, the SPY. I forgot. Victor Morel, the 10.5%. SPYI. That's another one. But if you want to get into the dividend funds that give you a little bit more, go with ORC. Go with AGNC. Go look up IEP. for starters. Go look up ARR for starters. All right. You guys get on board with this. That's what you need to start the engine going. Start your own businesses. If you need some help, you know where to go. Come here. All right, Coco Bongo. Let's see what else we got. Victor Morrell says at Jawway J. Yes, last time I went there, October 2020, they were building a few restaurants around the Hard Rock restaurant right downtown. Did you see any of that construction still going on there? Oh, that's very interesting because they had the Dinner in the Sky is next door. Yeah, it is next door, which is kind of wild. Victor, all those restaurants are up and running now. Yes, it's off the charts. That's for sure. I saw some pictures online. All those restaurants are up and running now. Yes, it's very nice. And that's the beauty of it. All those people, you have Ansaya Park downtown. You know what? Since I'm talking about this, because this is pretty major, this is going to be one of the last bastions, the last areas that you're going to be able to get in. And unfortunately, you're not going to be able to afford it, ladies and gentlemen. Once things get into the 200s, now you have to put 10% down. Now you're going to need $20,000, $25,000 for 20. It's 0% interest on delivery. They're doing okay. So everybody understands pre-construction. No matter where you are in the world, they want a down payment, generally 10%. So the higher the price point, the more down payment you'll need. After that, while they're creating their project or creating a condo or villa, you make a monthly payment at 0% interest. It's very simple. So 0% monthly or quarterly or however you want to set it up. And then on delivery, because they only want 30% generally, so then you're going to owe 60%. Sometimes you need to pay 40% during construction. But either way, at the end of that, when they deliver 40 or 60%, you're going to owe. You can go down and get a loan if you don't want to pay cash. But that monthly payment you've been making over the last 2.5 or 3 years, that's 0% interest. So it doesn't cost you anything to make payments. And in fact, it's better for you because inflation, your money, you make more money. Let's say you make more money in the future, even if it's 10% more, the currency has been devalued. So therefore, $1,000 a month payment now, 2 years from now, has a different value. Just like the average price of a vehicle has moved up for monthly payments to $735, apparently. You want to know what else is funny? The record number of people paying $1,000. That's right, $1,000 a month for a vehicle. That is insane. But if somebody told you, hey, my payments are $500 a month, they'll go, yes, your car is 3 years older. Yes, I bought my car 3 years ago. My payments are $5 something. That same car with the same amenities inside and outside, sunroof, whatever, all of that is the same thing. They might have added a few more horsepower. They might have added a bigger screen. But the fact of the matter is you're paying more money for the same vehicle, just a different year badge on it. And you're paying significantly more. That is why you get in early, because if you pay $500 per month, next year, $500 a month is worth less because they devalued the currency. You pay $500 a month 2 years from now, it's worth less. And you're getting it cheaper in reality, but the asset value has increased dramatically compared to what you're paying. Other people 2 years from now are going to be paying probably $1,000 a month for pre-construction for the same square footage, same type of amenities that you have at your place. That's the advantage that you have, because that's what you're going to be threatened by, ladies and gentlemen. Don't let these guys fool you. They've been making plans for years. Chase got the silver, gold, and real estate. Exactly, Mr. Financial. Exactly. Those are the assets that you should be looking at as well. Silver and gold, there's nothing wrong with that. But again, I'm not the guy saying get 15% out of your paycheck and get gold or silver. That's not me. I'm more like 3 to 5% type of guy. Why? Because those are manipulated. Everything here is manipulated. stocks, real estate, gold, and silver. Why? Because the guys that are threatening your livelihood, they are running the show. And either you have to be part of the show by getting in the show, by being a member of the government and being able to make a change. That's what you're going to have to do. Or you have to go on the other side of the fence, maybe both, but you're going to have to get the assets that you see here that Chase has, you got to get. The big boys have them, you got to get them. Because what's going to happen is one day, those items will not be available to the ordinary citizens at a reasonable rate. And let's call it what it is. Most millennials on a study, millennials, they said they expect to rent their whole life. This is how dire this is out here. They expect to rent their whole life. They don't expect to own a home. They don't even expect to own cars. That's how crazy this is. And they're not talking about raising children either. Because what are you going to do? You have a child, and the next thing you know, what? Daycare at $300 a week's not enough. Now it's going to be $700 a week. I mean, Jesus Christ. This is where we're at right now. People are paying $500, $300 a week for daycare for 4 hours. This is insane. This is unsustainable. But that's what the millennials know. It's going to keep rising. So this is why those are the threats, ladies and gentlemen, to you. The greed, the power, the Americans. The greed doesn't care about you. You can rah-rah shishkumba all day you want with the Elon Musk's, with the Bezos, with the Gates, with whoever you think is Mr. Millionaire and billionaire. You can rock with them all you want. But those guys, they're doing what they're expected to do. They're getting the power, the greed, and busting the Americans' ass every day. They're killing us out here because they control a lot of the industries. Those industries that they control, they say, sure, I'll give a livable wage only to, this engineer, that engineer, these guys that can help me produce this thing and move forward. But all you other guys who are just sitting down here doing this low-level stuff, livable wage, what's that? $50 an hour, sir. What do you mean? We're not going to pay you $50 an hour. But you asked what's a livable wage. 50 times 40 is $2,000 a week. That's $8,000 a month. Most people can live on that. Most people can't live on $3,000 a month, $4,000 a month. All I'm saying, right? You guys know what I'm talking about. You're out here. 60% of the population lives paycheck to paycheck. Come on now. Don't play. Don't look at me like I'm crazy. Numbers don't lie. People do. All right. Victor Morero says, Yahweh J, outstanding. Great news. Can't wait to go back in October. We'll be driving from the capital, 2.5 hours. Victor Morero, what do you mean driving from the capital, man? Oh, that's right. I forgot. Your wife, I believe, is Dominican, if I'm not mistaken. So, capital, you're lucky. But either way, that's Santo Domingo. All right, Brian P's in the house. Welcome to the SSN Nation Wealthy Wednesday night live stream. He has the icon next to his name, and let's see his tagline this evening. Hello, Eric. I hope all is well with you, Eric. Yes, it is. It's all going great. Hello, SSN family. Thank you for that. I got the notification and trailer. That means we're only up to 4 people, ladies and gentlemen. 4 people. That is crazy. Yes, exactly. It's crazy. For these car payments. Yes. And because of that, you guys know I talked about it on Monday. This is why it's a threat to you. They started doing 9-year notes for ordinary cars. Dodge. I mean, seriously, Dodge. Chevys. Seriously. It's not exotics. It's not crazy. It's not exotic cars. We're talking regular cars. Toyotas. This is crazy. The only reason they can do that is because people are stretched financially, so they can lower your payments because they give you 9 years. But ultimately, that's going to come back to haunt people because then that's going to be a norm. And all that means is they can sell a $100,000 truck now with a 108-month payment plan and pay $1,000 per month. crazy stuff. You can't make this stuff up. This is why the threat is real, ladies and gentlemen. You cannot fall into the trap. It's the greed. Just like we talked about the 40-year mortgage note. Now you can buy a more expensive house because you have an extra 10 years to pay 2.5 times the value of the house. Why? Don't buy the 40-year note. Hell, if you can avoid it, don't buy the 30. Do the 15 if you could. But that's going to be increasingly harder and harder. That's what the threats are, ladies and gentlemen. If you can't live somewhere, that's a threat. Don't you? I hope you understand this. So when the big boys are out here loaning these guys who plan on doing rent-to-own homes, that's taking homes off the market for ordinary citizens. And then they're going to rent-to-own at a high rate. So again, unattainable to own, but you can rent. It's going to be a wild ride here. It's going to be the roaring 20s, like I said. And it's he who has assets are going to win. He who has the gold makes the rules. Just saying. You guys know how this goes, right? You know how this goes. You guys know the playbook. Don't sit around here, ladies and gentlemen, and think something's going to change and going backwards. It's not, never goes backwards. If insurance companies are canceling people based on your roof is older than 15 years old, so you can't get insurance, you think it's going to get better? How? You think the weather patterns are going to change in the Southeast over the next few years as the water of the Gulf, water of the Caribbean gets warmer? No. Hurricanes thrive on warm water. It's going to get worse. So you might not think 1 degree increase in water temperature is major. Tell that to Mother Nature, because our whole ecosystem revolves around water. So if you start heating up places, ice caps start melting, increasing the more of the water in the salt water, by the way, which is another, okay, I can't get into the ecosystem around the world, but just think about this. Some of those glaciers that are melting is fresh water. It's going to go into seawater. This is going to be bad eventually. Hopefully I'm gone, but it's going to be bad. So just keep in mind, that's why there's threats all over the place that you may not think about. The greed and the power you can see. Other Americans who are now sitting at crossroads, homeless or be a thief, homeless or rob, homeless, do something illegal. There's going to be the choices. So that means there's going to be increase in bad things happening to good people. Harm is coming. It's already happening. So that means you have to go over here and protect yourself in a different way, right? You got to have the weapons. And I'm talking about the weapons that shoot bullets. All right. I'm not talking about bats. I'm not talking about crowbars. You're going to have weapons. This is not what you think. I mean, they don't put it on the news all the time. There's a lot of jacking going on around here, ladies and gentlemen. The American threats to you is other Americans oftentimes. So now you have to start thinking, if I live in a certain area, that could be very bad for my family, myself. Just like right now, there's always these stories about Chi-Town, right? Chi-Town. Yes, Chi-Town. It's crazy what's happening. It's finally spilled into downtown Chicago, the bad. So now that city's getting rocked by a whole different thing, because you can live in a great neighborhood and there's going to be drive-bys, people getting shot. All right. So this is what's going to happen. Americans themselves are going to be threats to you. So that's why the more paper you have, the more options you have. And that's why, guess what? The millionaires and billionaires, all-time record last year, buying jets. Why? So they can leave if they need to. Come on, get on board. That's why you need your freedom papers, ladies and gentlemen. Freedom papers. All right, let's see what we got here. Brian P. Hey, Eric, have you heard of stock CSWC? Hey, let's go check it out. No, I don't know anything about CSWC. SWC. Let's see what that is. Let's see. It says dividend. Looks like there may be a dividend. Capital Southwest Corporation. Never heard of them. But then again, there's thousands of stocks. I don't know all of them. Let's see if this is a gem tonight, ladies and gentlemen. Let's see. Brian P. coming in with some hot gem. Let's see what it is. It sounds like it might be a REIT with the Capital Southwest Corporation name. We do know there's a dividend of 10%. Not bad, ladies and gentlemen, at this price point. Damn. 52-week high is $21.42. It's at its 52-week high, 10%, 10.97. Well, it's 10.12 now because it's risen up even more. I don't know who that is, but I like 10%. I like double digits in this era. The reason why I like double digits in this era is simple. The Federal Reserve has to keep interest rates down. So if it's at 3% or 4% or 5 or 6, I don't think we're over 10 at this point. I will say that. But I damn sure don't think we're at 4 either. So we're more closer to 10. So if we can get a number of 10 or higher, at this point, you should be good, because later on, when stock prices start going up, your dividend yields start going down. So any money you put in later, you won't be able to get 10% or 12% or 13%. In case you're new, just came in, ORC, AGNC, ARR, JEPI, JEPI, JEPQ, SPYI, symbols of 10% dividend yield and higher. Just so you know. IVR, I'll even add in some more. IVR, IEP, how about 15% or more, right? So you get all of those, ladies and gentlemen. I've given those several times over all this year. All right. And I think I threw in the ARR, right? So there you go. Credit focused BDC, that is an active capital provider to lower middle market companies. Okay, that's interesting. Let's see what's been happening though. Net income 7.5%, 8% down year over year. Diluted earnings per share down 35%. Net profit margin down nearly 50%. Oh, that's not good. But what? Okay, this is weird. Revenue is up 77%, but profit margin is down 48%. How do you go up 76% and then have profit margin down? Okay, somebody's going to have to tell me something, because this is weird. That's a weird situation right there. Oh, here we go. U.S. downgrade sparks sell-off in bonds and stocks. People are leaving. See, this is the thing. When we have those AAA rated, people are going to buy bonds. They want people to buy bonds. That's why they need it to be triple rated. People are saying, I don't think so. You're now AA plus. Time to go. Which means the United States printing more money, by the way. Existential threat. There's another threat for you, Americans. Our government has to print more money when nobody's buying bonds. That's how it's going to work. Stocks to buy if the S&P 500 hits 5,000, according to one investor. Okay, whatever. Capital, I don't know what they do. I'm trying. In fact, where's their? They have 26 employees, Dallas, Texas, founded in 1961. Huh. Okay, I just don't like how you have revenue of 76% and then you have net profit margin down damn near 50%. That's insane. So that means acquisitions. That's what I'm thinking it is. Acquisitions. Rector Seal, Media Recovery, Balco. I've heard of Balco. That's I think that's a can company. LifeMark Group. I think that's insurance. Let's see if I'm correct. If they talk about it. North Star LifeMark Group. I can't tell. No. Physio, nope, it's not Life Mark as I thought. It's a massage therapy, not who I thought it was. So that's not good. Balco should be the canning company, I believe. Nope. Architectural products, expansion joints. That's interesting. So I'm wrong on both. It's not Balco that I thought was in Fairfield, California. Humac cleaning products. Okay, this isn't good. This is not good. Media recovery, data center products and services. Okay. I don't like two or the three of these companies. Lubrication manufacturer. ISO 9001 certified company manufacturing facility. Okay, manufacturing I like. I don't know who Rector Seal is either. Innovations for trade, manufacturing, specialty chemical sealants. That ties in with the Whitmore manufacturing. So what does capital management do? Initially managed credit focus, BDCs, quality of our drives our Huh. So they're out here giving out loans or something? This is crazy. All right. But anyhow, 10%. So you do your own due diligence. Go check it out, ladies and gentlemen. This is a Brian P. special. But again, do your own due independent diligence. Nobody's recommending you go get this stuff. We're just talking about them. Go check them out yourself. All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's see what else we're going to talk about. Smash that like button. And also, if you like what we're talking about, please subscribe to the channel. Click the all notification bell. Don't forget, we'll be back Friday night at 9:10 p.m. We'll have a different subject matter. Hopefully, we'll be talking about some of the best projects that somebody has put forth in real estate around the world. It can include America. We're looking for the best projects. You want to know why we're looking for the best project? I'll tell you why. Then you'll understand the value of whatever you're buying if you decide to buy property, projects, apartments, whatever you decide to buy. You'll say, hey, I know another place like this. Let me go check and see how much they're selling those places for. That's the idea right there. Victor Morel, he has chimed in. Get your pen, pad, and paper ready, ladies and gentlemen. Here we go. These will pump you big dividends. JEPI, SPYI, TSLY, NVDY. Oh, forgot about ORC. OARK, APLY, SVOL, MVO. How could I forget about MVO? The Victor Morel special. MVO also in double digits, ladies and gentlemen. Pretty sweet. VYM, average yield of 34.29% across the board if you do all of them. Not a bad take there. Double your money every 3 years. Actually, it'll be less than 3 years because it's 34%, which is 105%. And actually, it'll be like 2 years because you're reinvesting your dividends. So you shorten your timeline. It's pretty sweet. 34% on any of the combined items is pretty good. I like that. Love it, actually. Victor Morel breaks it down like that. MVO is also double digits, ladies and gentlemen, as far as dividend returns. Guaranteed money for the time that they're going to pay out dividends. So you know what this means. We've been doing this for over an hour. That means it's showtime for an SSN Lifestyle Edition. Let's see what we're going to do here. We're going to go, I don't know. I've been trying to look. I got to make a new one. So we're going to go over to, we'll go this one. We'll go this one. Come on. All right, ladies and gentlemen, there you go. The lifestyle That's how you want to do it. Have a little fun sooner than later before things get tight, before you have to live paycheck to paycheck potentially. Brian P., good ones, Victor. Exactly. He dropped some gems. You got that right. All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's talk about this. What do you think? What do you think there's any other American threats to you? In homegrown United States American threats. Some people have classified China as a threat because of their rise, but their rise was based on debt. They used the same game that the United States and Europe has been doing for hundreds of years. They decided, well, we don't want to be communists no more. We're going to act like we're capitalists. They've done the same rules, so they're going to fall the same way. And in case people don't understand, China is so old that they've had several of their currencies already collapse. So this is not like everything stays the same. All paper currency goes to zero because we're in a debt-based system. It's not a dollar bill. It's not a dollar. It's a debt note. You just own a debt note and you're circulating debt notes. So they're just printing up more debt notes. It's pretty simple. That's not good for us. All right, freedom papers. Start your own business. How do we do this? You want an LLC. I always like Florida. Why? Sunbiz.org makes it nice and simple for you. You can have a virtual office in Florida as well. They don't have an LLC tax. I mean, you got to pay sales tax in Florida. But what I mean is, unlike in California or other states where there's a tax on corporations, you have none. You just pay $134 annually for your renewal for your LLC. Do not do C Corp. You did not hear C Corp come out of my mouth. You're going to pay a corporate tax in Florida if you have a C Corp. If you have an LLC, no corporate tax. So whatever money you make, whatever sales you have in Florida, you give them your 6.5%. But other than that, you don't have to do any tax stuff. Pretty simple, pretty cool. All right. Now, the two kills that bird with the get your freedom papers. You're successful in business, and then you can duplicate it, hopefully get another business the same and expand, or you have other people working for your business, but you're off like bosses are. Hopefully you can do that. All right. You don't have to be there every day. That's one of the reasons why those are part of the freedom papers. The other part is real estate investing. The other part is stock market investing. It's pretty simple. The other part is getting yourself, I say, up to 5% of gold and silver. I'm not saying 15 or 20, other than the stackers will do whatever they do. But I'm just saying you should be holding some of those because those are insurance, and just in the case that you have a total collapse of your currency, you will survive. Now, I don't know what's going to happen afterwards because, the United States, American greed and power, they might sign something saying we want your gold and silver, just like they did in the 1930s. So never know. All right. Let me know what you guys think are the threats to you. Let me know if anybody has any thoughts on this subject matter, because I'm going to make this pretty quick tonight. I'm not going to be on too long. I was up late, like I said, handling some personal matters and some other things earlier today. So therefore, tomorrow we'll be back in flow. Friday we'll probably go a little bit longer, but I just wanted to get this in tonight and see what you guys were thinking about it. And we have something else here. Never heard of TCPC, but again, what was that? TCPC. Well, I don't know Black Rock. Never heard of TCPC though. That's interesting. TP have dividends. Let's go see. $1.36. The current dividend yield is 11.26 as of August 1st. Nice. Well, Brian P. Hey, nobody can be mad at BlackRock. Hey, they're just one of the largest hedge funds in the world. And they're giving out 11.29%. These guys don't lose, ladies and gentlemen. They're part of They Won't Lose Club. Just keep that in mind. So this would be a good play for everybody. So again, another TCPC. Thank you, Brian P, for this one. Another gem for 11%, ladies and gentlemen. Another one. All right. So we're going to go to mine that I like too, ORC. And we'll just see what the dividend yield is, right? Oh, wait, what? This is the second time this has happened. It's not giving me any dividend yield. What's happening here? Let me double check. Did we not get paid this past month? What's happening? Dividend. There we go. 18.4. However many shares we have. We got our 16% per share. $18 and 18.46%, ladies and gentlemen. How sweet is that? I like that. Hopefully you like that. At $10.36, 18.46%, because they're a finance company investing in residential mortgage-backed securities, traditional pass-through agencies, structured traditional pass-through agency, RMBS, include mortgage pass-through certificates, collateralized mortgage, collateralized. All right, 8.49% right now. That makes this a hot property, hot stock, in my opinion. Make sure you put an alert. Like I said, if these guys stop giving out their dividends, then these stock prices that are the dividend stock prices start going down. So you always want to make sure you have an alert, because if all of a sudden they announce we're no longer giving out any of the profits, but in this case, they're a residential mortgage-backed securities. So I have a feeling they're still going to be given out regardless of the interest rates. They're backed, ladies and gentlemen. So that's why we love ORC. And while I'm at it, let's go look at MVO. Victor Marrero reminded me of MVO. I can't remember all of these, ladies and gentlemen, off the top of my head, but 17.37%. You got to love that. At this price point, it's oil trust. You got to love it. I mean, seriously, who doesn't love 17%? Just a matter of when are they going to do? Oh, hey, energy stocks moving up on and down Tuesday. Okay, MVO doesn't matter. 17%. Look at this. This is lovely. 2% change year over year for MVO. We love that. Operating expense up 27%. Okay, but we're still good. Positive 2%. And net profit margin down 2%. Interesting. Well, there you go. And here we go with something else. Here's Tesla at 254. Alibaba, interesting. Devon Energy, that's Warren Buffett's love. New Star Energy, Tesla, S&P, 45. This is crazy. That could be at 5,000. The next bull run, this will be over 5,000. So any index fund that's investing in the S&P, you should seriously consider. And the Dow clearly speaks for itself. Seriously consider. NASDAQ, seriously consider. But S&P specifically. This could do a 10 to 12 to 14% increase on the next bull run, as long as you get in now or before. In my opinion, let me know what you guys are thinking about this. All right. Yes. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. You're welcome. Yes. Another gem in the coffers, a feather in the cap for everybody that's here tonight that got their pen, pad, and paper ready, who's thinking about their dividend investing and getting your free stocks from Robinhood and Webull if you still haven't downloaded those apps. It's simple. Go make it happen. All right, ladies and gentlemen, don't forget, this fall, it's going to be a little chilly. Stack up on Beachfront Java. Go to beachfrontjava.com. It's our own Professor Auntie Val and family's business. Show support. Get your 10% off for life. How? By making your first order tonight. If this is going to be your first order, then what you want to do is make the order, put in the promo code SSN Nation, also send an email so they know you're from SSN Nation, because then they'll put a code on your account that every time you order for life, you'll get 10% off. Special to the SSN fam. Beautiful, right? Beautiful. So go over there. They have different notes. They have the cinnamons, they have the caramel, they have the chocolates, they have the dark chocolates. They have these notes of flavor in some of these coffees. So go show some love, ladies and gentlemen. The support, we have to have it. We're the entrepreneurs out here. We are the guys that are, there's threats. We got to help people. We got to show some love, and especially entrepreneurs. We don't want them to fail, especially members here in the SSN Nation. All right, go help out and get that premium blend coffee. This isn't some garbage coffee that you can find in what you call Dollar Tree, General Dollar. These are premium blends. They come in a nice little Ziploc bag, so it's always fresh. K-Cups even is available. So go show some love, ladies and gentlemen. Get your 10% off. And everybody who already made an order, then you are from the SSN Nation, and then you have 10% off for your order now. So re-up, ladies and gentlemen, all right? Get that order. 5 stars from the reviews. So apparently people love it. And I know I love mine because every time there's a brew going, I smell that note of hot chocolate. And I'm just like, damn, it makes me want to have a little sip. You know, it's like, that's crazy. It's beautiful. All right, let's go. We're going to end this early tonight, ladies and gentlemen. If anybody wants anything else to talk about, here you go. Absolutely. Get your free shipping, ladies and gentlemen, for everybody in the U.S. If you order Beachfront Java, you get the free shipping. So what can I say? It's simple. Oh, some of you may even order more than one. And some of you may be going, Eric, I'm living paycheck to paycheck. But guess what? There's a 4 payment plan on her website as well. So if you ordered 3 or 4 and it came out to $70, $80, just know you can pay $20 4 times with the, I don't know, I think it was Shop Pay, if I'm not mistaken. Just like a firm has, just like other places where you get monthly payments or every 2-week payments, however they set it up. So you can actually order more and get in on that ball game. All right. I have to order the Campfire Blend. There you go. Yes, the Campfire Blend with the hot chocolate notes. That's right. It's my fave. Brew Meister as well. Okay. I've had Jazz on the Beach and Mama's Blend so far. I'm a repeat offender. Oh, she's already up to number 2 different blends. That's good. And don't forget, if you've already ordered on Beachfront Java, don't forget to go over there and leave your review. All right. That gives some feedback. So they know they're on the right track and staying on the right track. Show some love with that as well. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to wrap this up tonight. Hopefully you'll join me on Friday night at 9:10 p.m. Eastern time. We'll be talking about a little more real estate focused because I would have dropped a video on the best projects around the world, real estate projects where you can live, not resort projects where you don't live. We're talking about real estate projects. And what's coming down the pike for the future is they're making cities into sections of a city, like the one that I'm going to be showing tomorrow. It's in a major city, but they said, hey, give me these 10 to 20 to 70. It's a 70 acres. But this facility that they have this 10 acres in has the mall, has a open area above the mall that they turned into a green zone. I mean, it's off the charts. This is what's going to possibly be coming around the world. And we're going to knock this down. Hopefully I have some participation. It's very hard because I can't believe you cannot Google and find the best real estate projects in the world. Nothing comes up. They'll start talking about resorts. They'll talk about mega projects, but the mega projects are just that. They're like these ridiculous monstrosity of a project, but it's not the ones where people live. So that's why it makes this a little bit harder. So you actually have to look to be in this challenge. That's if you want to be in the challenge. It's not hard. It's not easy to find. So you're going to have to look at different projects and you say, oh no, this doesn't have anything. No good. Here's what's no good. Here's the first rule that's no good. If you're going to join the challenge, it's going to be tomorrow. But here's the thing. If the project only has a pool, a fitness center, and a restaurant, that's probably not going to be classified as one of the best projects. All right. You're going to need more than that. And if you have just that, then there better be showrooms, casino, mall, something. If that's what you're starting with, then it better have something else to have people coming there or to be considered the top 10 of the best. All right. Just saying. Don't play around. It has to be certain reasons why people are going to buy. Worldwide, you're claiming this is maybe one of the best ones. Nobody's going to be like rejected or anything like that. It's just that I'm going to try and find, we can probably find 5, but I'm going to try, hopefully we get 10 people that say, hey, check this out. This has this, they have like 5, 6, 7, 8 things. And it's in a good location as well and everything like that too. So then we'll go and then I'll present them on one of these live streams, and then people can say which one they believe is one of the best ones. That'll be kind of cool. And that also helps people when you are looking for real estate, because then you'll start thinking, when you're looking for real estate yourself, you'll start thinking, hey, wait a minute. If I'm going to buy something and it has value, what am I going to buy? You'll start thinking differently potentially about investing in real estate. So that's another reason why I like to do the challenge, to get people thinking about real estate, because the next bull run in stocks and real estate is going to put things out of reach for ordinary citizens. And if you're not already on board, you're going to be left behind. And it's simply like this. What happened in 2020, 2021, 2022? When you went to 50% price increases, that is crazy. With people overpaying. That's what's going to come back again, especially when the interest rates are down to 2.9, 3.3, and maybe even before that. People are going to do what they always do. Cheaper the money, the higher the price. You won't be able to escape $500,000. Next thing you know, 20% more, 600. Next thing you know, after that, 720. This is what we're talking about here, ladies and gentlemen. Things are going to get out of hand quickly. Not slowly, not 3% annually like it used to be, quickly. This is a threat. This is a threat for roofs over your head if you don't already have something established or already in the works. Like I said, this is why I like talking about pre-constructions all over the world, because you can lock in your prices now. Make sure your contract says no price increase, or if your contract says, well, we can go up to 10%, make sure you can live with it. But the bottom line is you need to lock in prices this year before things go sideways. All right, that's it. That's it, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, wow, that sounds good, boss. There you go. Exactly. We will see. Thank you, Vanessa Comagate, the seamless genius. And once again, we're going to wrap this up early tonight, ladies and gentlemen. All right. So I want to thank everybody for being here. I love you guys very much. I appreciate your support over all these years. I appreciate you. Keep coming back and having conversations and doing contributions for everybody here that watches on the live streams, and everybody who sees the replays also are able to benefit. That's what we do here. The SSN Academy, the SSN University, the No Guru Zone. You know what that means? It doesn't cost anything for the education. Zero. We don't have books to sell. No ebooks, no webinars, nothing. Just come here, and tonight, dividend investing stocks were put here 10% and up. Open for everybody. It's up to you if you want to play. You want to be in the business of real estate investing? Why not? Nobody's stopping you. No barriers to entry, no credit check, no qualifying, no barriers to entry. That's pre-construction. You're qualified already. And the best news is you're going to be right smack dab in the middle of the next real estate bull run. If your project's going to be built in about 2 years, 2.5 years, finished, delivered, anytime after that, you're going to be pretty much good. It's going to be beautiful, ladies and gentlemen. Let's just sit back, relax, and enjoy the ride. The free ride, I might add. The free equity ride. And in case people don't understand the next move is if we do something like I keep talking about Veer and Vidara and all that in City Center. I looked today at City Center to see if they changed anything, because that could be a top 10 best project, but it's pretty much almost the same. But nonetheless, I saw property value $845,000 for a 1,035 square foot, 2-bedroom, 2-bath condo. I think it was in Veer, if I'm not mistaken. I was like, damn. I'm like, in Horizon 2, Victor Marrero has a 2-bedroom that's bigger than that at Cana. I'm like, this is crazy. If you have that same type of vibe going on in Punta Cana, you could see things like 600,000-700,000. And quite frankly, at Cana Rock, Victor Morel's properties are already at 4. So we know it's going to be at 5 or 6. Just a matter of when. I mean, when they finish up their building, probably then maybe, because they're already at 4. It's not that hard when there's an uptick in property value that you can go from 4 to 6. That's easy. 450. Somebody's going to buy it for 450, 475, 500. Yeah. In a bull run, definitely. So his property will probably get to 6, 5 or 6 in the next bull run. 2 years, 2.5 years from now, I expect what they're selling for 380 right now is, I think, the lowest side, but 380 at the Galaxy at Cana Rock and up right now. Penthouses or more. So they're probably going to be at 5 probably next year, after they break the record on tourist visitors for this year, after they're going to be in the top 10 of 2024 most popular destinations. And by the way, Dominican Republic, number 9 on TripAdvisor's 2023 best destinations in the world. They'll be on it in 2024 as well, I'm sure, because they're going to break the tourist record this year. They're going to break the tourist record next year as well. People are coming in droves. And I got to congratulate everybody who invested in the DR. You've done a hell of a job. Everybody who invested in real estate, you've done a hell of a job. If you got in right now, you've done a hell of a job. All right, let's wrap this up, because all I'm going to say is make sure you're out here while you're having fun. Just make sure you stay safe. Make sure you keep your head up. Keep moving. And I'm out.